Welcome to the RSP Boiler Room. I'm Matt Waldman with the Rookie Scouting Portfolio. We're going to take a look at number 3, running back Jerrion Ealy of Ole Miss. And he's going to work up the seam here behind two linebackers, make the catch, take the hit, does a good job here. Let's talk about the good things with this particular play, because this is a standout part of his game, is catching the football. Does a good job of angling the shoulder away from the defender as he works past him up the seam, as that defender works out to the flat. And of course, he's covering the shallow defender, shallower receiver working on that jet action to the behind Ealy, but he could get a little bit of some hands on Ealy. So Ealy does a good job of anticipating it and avoiding it. Does another good job of clearing this defender, and when he does, that's when he looks back for the ball, because he knows if he looks back too early, the defender covering number 13 right now in this zone, he's already looking at the quarterback into the backfield. So if Ealy turns his head right, too soon, it's going to tip off this defender, and he's going to have a better shot of being able to defend this route. But instead, Ealy waits till he's cleared the second level defender, sees the open area, then he turns his head here, and the defender's already anticipating, but it's not quite as early as he could have gone if Ealy had tipped this off. So the ball's in the air. Ealy does a good job turning back, getting his hands on it, making the catch. Now it's tight to his frame. You'd like to see him maybe attack a little bit earlier and a little further away from his frame. You also want to see him limit the desire to leap for a ball that's really at helmet level and maybe slightly above at best. And he could catch this ball with his feet on the ground. But he makes the catch, takes the hit to his back, comes down with it. Good work. Ealy is a classic scatback, meaning that he's kind of a smaller player who's going to function best, or at least the way that coaches like to use him best, in space, draw plays, delays, misdirection places where they can get him into space pretty easily. And this is kind of a lead draw concept. You can see he makes a heck of a move there on number 5. But you can see he even finishes strong here. Let's take a look at it from this angle. Good way to just describe what's happening. You have your wing back offset. He's going to be your lead blocker where you have a down block inside here. He does a good job where it's kind of like a draw or a delay. He works downhill towards that double team that's already now up to the linebacker. And then instead of working back behind the lead back, he actually bounces it to the first open space he finds. And with draw plays, that's what you want to do, is you're looking for open space. You're just running open space as opposed to following a blocking scheme strictly. So he reads the situation here, knows that there's open space, gets into it, does a good job right here with that nice little stick right there, with that step forward, gets that defender to the outside, and then continues forward pulls through a reach, drops the pad, spins off a little bit now. He doesn't move the defender backwards, but I like the willingness to finish. The willingness to drop his pads here and finish strong rather than just get out of bounds. And you can see that he has contact balance, which is a nice thing. Let's take a look at it again from the broadcast or the all-22 view, because I want to show you why he makes the decision that he makes. Pre-snap, you have two linebackers who are at the hash or to the left. You have one linebacker who's more to the right. You've got your split high safeties, but when you count the box, 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 defenders out of the 11 are on the right side of the field. So what Ealy's reading here is that most of the defenders are on the left side of the field. Why work towards that left side when you're going to have an open right side here? So he does a good job of considering a little bit of a stick. He also probably reads, just late post snap, this defender sliding over to the left. You can see he's looking straight down there. He sees that defender slide. He knows that this is going to be abandoned here because the defender's avoiding this guard. So he works towards that guard who has no one to block. When you know that the guard has nobody to block, go to that side. That's exactly what he does. Smart play. Nice little stick and stop there to freeze the defender. He actually gets around him because of that. And then the pad level, that's how you want to see a guy finish. For his size, the fact that he'll finish like that is a good thing, especially in the open field, because he's going to be able to win collisions like this in the NFL in the open field. Here's a similar play in the game. You're going to see, once again, same concept, same side of the field. Watch him consider the lead blocker here. Now this defender stays instead of slides over to the left, but he does a good job of working outside here. and then putting a great move on the defender to get inside of him and get up that alley. And he scores as a result of that. So you can see as the game goes along, instead of the defender avoiding the guard here, he stays patient. The guard actually works back to the inside here. So he stays where he is, number 5. And Ealy works outside of that, and then watch this move. See that? Let's look at it one more time here. Go slow motion. A little bit of a stick to the outside, back inside. And then a good stiff arm past the linebacker, is able to accelerate past him. So you can see that he has the acceleration you're looking for, quick feet, suddenness, nice little stiff arm, and he finishes strong. One of my favorite aspects of his game as a runner is his footwork. You're going to see, and this is a type of play they use a lot at Ole Miss with Ealy, which is the toss play, just to get him out in space. Like DeAndre Swift. DeAndre Swift functions best in space. Ealy does too. Ealy does a good job of taking the corner on the defender here. It actually runs through a little bit of a reach. Right over here, beats the defensive back to that outside. And a nice little start move, and a little stick and slide just inside the pursuit here. And a second little start move. So he basically makes 3 men miss on this play. Let's take a look at it from this angle. 1, 2 right there, and then the third. And it's just the fact that he can do it in succession. He can pull through a reach right there, maintain his balance as he turns upfield, give a little bit of a dip outside and bend back inside, and then a little bit of a stick to the outside and change his pace just enough and lift the foot up and away from the defender. The fact that he can control his feet with that little lift up and away from the defender like that is nice. It just shows he has nice control of his footwork. He can kind of track defenders shooting at him and to be able to make adjustments so that he can maintain his balance. This is a lot harder than it looks to be able to, 1, pull through the wrap, dip inside, and make people miss as you're trying to continue to move downhill. And then same thing right there is to stick and then dip away. And then a nice little finish. You can see he's a little sturdier than you would expect. Once he gets downhill, he has that momentum. The low center of gravity works in his favor. And while you're not going to watch NFL teams use Ealy as an every down back between the tackles, he can run some plays between the tackles. He runs with good contact balance and pad level, as you're going to see here. And he can make good decisions between the tackles. We're going to watch this from the red zone view and you get a better idea of this, because as this play begins, you're going to watch the double team here. Works towards the inside shoulder of that double team, which is what you want to do here, because the center right here is going to work from the defensive tackle to the linebacker. So he could have an opportunity to set up this block with the linebacker and work right down the middle. So to begin to the inside is good. That's what you want to do. Gets the defender downhill. The defender declares so early here, and he also reads the leverage of the defensive tackle with his helmet to the inside shoulder of the guard. He knows that he has this outside space available. So the fact that he can press downhill towards the linebacker, suck that linebacker in so that he's going to get blocked by 51 and not be able to slide as easily, and that the guard has the block on the defensive tackle based on the leverage that he can go outside, that's a great setup. Sets up inside out, works around. Now he has that free crease, and see how he scrapes the back of his guard. He's not too far outside here. That's because he's also aware that if he scrapes the inside here, he's going to get the most out of this block in case this defensive end is able to sneak through here. And that's exactly what happens. So the fact that he squeezes through here just shows an understanding of his blocking scheme and good awareness. And then you're going to see the defensive back come downhill. Well, actually, this is the wrong play. I'm thinking about that. You're going to see him bounce off some of that contact from the defensive end and his tackle right here. And he's able to keep his pads low enough to bounce off some of that and then continue to move his feet forward and find open space and keep moving his feet. So you can see that he has some skills when it comes to working between the tackles in terms of pad level, pressing, cutting back, scraping blocks the way you want to see, and then contact balance is functional at the very least. Nice player, Jerrion Ealy. One of my favorite players just to watch this year. Probably most likely a Scatback and roll, but still, I think he can really help a team with his receiving skills and the way that he runs the football. Thanks again for watching. For more RSP Boiler Room videos, you can check out my YouTube channel, Matt Waldman's RSP Film Room, and my site, www.mattwaldmanrsp.com.